Number 3.
Welcome to Random Conflux, the most must-see video show of all time. Check it on Blog TV.
Damn, Zach, you're gonna blow a blood vessel.
Or is it the C and Zach Show on YouTube.com? Or is it Ms. TV on www.com? Or
Singing with Randy Newman. Don't do
No.
that, you.
No.
Do.
No, not this intro. Oh, that reminds me of what this is. It's Random Conflux. Not mistaken by Random Conflux, because that's just weird. Who would want that?
What?
But it's Random Conflux. Please do not spell it wrong. You'll probably get demonetized. Anyways,
Okay.
YouTube, Random Conflux. Check the channel, whatever. And this is the part of the video or topic where I take a line from Cody Rhodes and say, what the fuck you guys want to talk about? I'm Zach.
I'm John.
I'm Gerald.
And yeah, let's get started.
Let me talk to you.
I still alive? You guys still alive?
Yeah, we just randomly started talking about older video games, and we're like, we need to record this.
So, what's the topic? What are we talking about here? What's going on? Do we need to call Roman Reigns and like make sure that this gets fucked up even more?
Clapping, you're not swearing so much on the channel.
Yeah, man, you need to take it down. Can't monetize.
It's fine. As long as you don't overseed 13 Fox in a certain amount of time within YouTube perimeter, it's okay to say fuck maybe a quality of 10 times.
I think
Hey,
you've
as
exceeded
long
that.
as it's PG-13, I really don't give a shit.
And there goes our monetization right there.
But anyways, I am who I am. I do have some of the pie mouth. This is not for kids, as per usual. We say this shit, so.
And now we have an uncensored warning.
No, if it was uncensored, we would be talking about a whole different type of show.
And now you gotta register as an adult to watch this video.
Well, that's only if we're talking about the word six in German. Breaking people's minds with that. By the way, don't say six in German.
Yep.
Don't go over to Germany and say six. That's just all I gotta say to that. And don't say their way of saying six. We will get demonetized. Oh my
Jokes
God.
aside, because we were talking about like emulators and some early online with systems. What are some favorites, like older games that you always go back to, Gerald?
Ooh, older games.
Wait, was that it?
We were talking about like retro things and things like that. So
Okay.
By a
that
bunch
makes
of
sense.
random things video gaming.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What are some older like systems or games?
We'll
that you go
just
back?
call it random shit.
I always find myself going back to the Super Nintendo.
Oh my God, that's old.
My first console.
My first console too.
Mine was the Sega.
I had the Sega too at the same time.
Yeah.
My
Perks of being a millennial baby.
let's go with first consoles or whatever consoles you grew up with. And we'll spiral into more chaos from there. But that's a controlled
Yeah.
direction that we can go into, because I remember my very first console.
Mm-hmm.
My very first console when my dad was still alive was the original NES.
Mm-hmm.
And after my dad passed, one way of just getting over it, because apparently my mom decided to sell the Nintendo system, and yeah, I got a Sega out of it.
Mhm.
And then I had a Super Nintendo because my mom decided to sell the fucking Sega. And then I ended up buying a new Sega. And then I got Atari. That was why.
Oh, okay, boomer.
I don't know why there. Commodore 64. Is
I had a
something
Commodore.
I had. Nintendo 64.
Ooh, that's my favorite console.
N64, yeah.
GameCube. I had.
I mean, what are you talking about? We don't like the N64. We're totally not playing Ocarina of Time on our channel.
Nothing about Ocarina of Time. Oh, you gotta watch the randomizer for the Ocarina of Time on the channel, dude. You just gotta watch it. It's
Hey, you, listen.
it's just crazy. But the next video, probably maybe the one before this, I don't know, but that's coming to an end. Sadly to say.
Yeah, we're almost done with that series.
Yeah, we just have the boss, and
Yeah.
that's about it. And going back to the consoles I've had PS1, PS2, PSP, PS3, PS4.
Never had the PS5.
I've had pretty much every Nintendo console except for the Switch.
You just bummed mine.
And then I've had Game Boy games. I think I've had pretty much every version of a Game Boy there was. And then I had the original Xbox.
Mhm.
Then I had the 360.
Mhm.
That I got off him.
Mhm.
And then later I bought one. And then I got the Xbox One, then the Xbox One X.
Oh, speaking of 360, tell the story about the 360 getting stolen and then the guy tried to sell it to.
Yeah, we can get into that. Of
That's what
course,
happened?
because the person that was a part of it is actually here. Yeah, my first Xbox 360 I got off Gerald. And yeah, I didn't pay him anything, just basically 5-finger discount. No, he just handed it to me. He was done with the system, and wasn't it that you either got something or whatever happened, which I forget. But anyways,
Like
about
15 years ago. You talking about the 360?
But, yeah, about 3 weeks after I got the 360 from you, someone we both know ended up breaking into my house, stealing my 360, and tried to sell it to you.
I remember that. I do remember that. Same person stole my 360 and came by when the cops were around. So I think he didn't do it.
And it's like, matter of fact, as I was at home at the time when it got taken, I was out doing something, and then I get home, I look to see where it was, and as I'm just realizing it's gone, Gerald calls me up and it's like, hey, do you know Brandon's got your Xbox? I'm like, that fucking asshole.
Oh, that's who took yours.
Yeah.
Nah, mine was taken by somebody else.
He literally went to your house to try to sell it back to you. And you're the one that called me up. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
this guy's got your Xbox.
15 years ago.
Yep.
Oh, it's been that freaking long?
Yep.
God, I'm old.
And what I think's amazing now is like all those old systems that you paid so much money for. Now you can just boot up your computer, play almost all of them, or even your phone now.
Free.
For
Just free.
Oh yeah.
Except
Got
for
it
the
all.
PlayStation 3 games. No emulators cracked it.
actually, PS3 has an emulator. It just didn't like your wrestling game.
Oof.
It really hates wrestling games.
All emulators hate wrestling games.
Yeah, it went into menu
Well,
and just crashed after that.
Not
Oh,
necessarily.
They hate wrestling games, they hate sports games, and they hate racing games.
Well,
From what I've noticed.
I have to say that WrestleMania 2000, as well as
WrestleMania 2. Oh,
For the 64?
yeah,
Yeah.
that plays
I haven't-
perfect.
I don't think I've ever played a bad emulated game on a 64 emulator.
I played some bad 64 emulators.
Oh,
WCW Rage for the
that game's just trash in general.
PS1 was good on it. Actually, it ran better on an emulator.
Let's not act like them PS1 wrestling games were good, alright?
Hey, it
They
ran
were-
better than it did in the
They
PS1.
were
I'll just
horrible
tell you
with
that
the worst
much.
controls I've ever seen. They were an abomination against God.
But yeah, like I don't care about emulators in the fact like I'll play an emulator game or an emulated game for convenience, especially for the channel.
Mhm.
And I got no problems with it because the games that I like really are way back then.
Yeah, plus they're games we own in one way or another anyway,
Yeah.
so I don't. Yeah.
I mean, if I like a game, it's probably because I played it.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like about emulation is the audio cuts.
Yes.
And when it comes to sports games, they tend to run them slower for some reason.
It
So
depends on
playing a
the-
football game, for instance, feels really slow.
Well, I don't know if it's just like the 2K stuff. Oh yeah. I think that's with any game that has extra physics
Yeah.
because the ball or like the chairs in wrestling games, all that you see is extra assets that the game engine has to load.
That's part of the reason why, like, talking about extra physics, part of the reason why to test an emulator out, I always tried the Tony Hawk games because I can tell, like, how well it's going to run on my computer by the lag. Because they're constantly jumping and doing other stuff.
Well, I think the less extra objects that are rendered in the game
Yeah.
are better for emulators because it makes it easier on the emulators.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why wrestling games hate emulators so much, or emulators hate wrestling games so much, and I could probably be wrong about this, and I probably am, but it's because of all the crap that is generated. Every single one of the fans standing in the crowd, the barricades, the announcer setup, the announcers themselves, the wrestlers you're playing, the individual ropes, the turnbuckles, the ring itself. Every bit and piece that you see is in, and some things you don't see are individual assets in wrestling games. Same with pretty much every other sport game.
Yeah.
Mostly a fact with 2K games that they run like there are 2K NBA games. Every fan, every object you see in frame is its own asset. It's not like a cardboard cutout or like an all-in-one asset. It's multiple assets just placed.
The older sports games, the band, they were more of a static asset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Nowadays, they're breathing and they move around.
Yeah.
the reason, well,
Back in the day, they moved
WrestleMania
around, but it was
2000,
like,
they had the 2D characters, and they would kind of just jump up and down and like wiggle a little bit,
Yeah.
but it wasn't as high intense as like a 3D render of a character.
Yeah.
And you have each and every one of those individual fans as their own render. Yes, it's copy and paste, but they're individual assets.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks better
yeah.
graphically. It looks like you're actually there,
Yeah.
or like watching a wrestling show, or like watching an NBA show or a football show. You have, but
Shows. Like games, man. Football game, basketball game,
But that's-
baseball game.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the reasons why emulators hate it so much. It's so graphic intensive.
Yeah. Of course, racing games and sports games have always been like high end. Like, what can we get out of this?
Yeah.
Because if you change the polygon and GTA, and one of the reasons why most GTA games actually work really well on an emulator is because a lot of the background is one large asset.
What emulator runs good Grand Theft Auto?
Actually, PCS 2 runs it pretty good.
I tried to run Liberty City Stories on it, and it just
Recently,
so much stuttered.
recently, like the updates, they've
You
had it run
have
pretty
to
nice.
lower the quality of the PSX2 unless you have like a really
Well, you're talking
decent
about
game.
PlayStation 2 emulator.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the PSP emulator.
I haven't found something the PSP emulator won't run.
Hmm?
I haven't found anything the PSP emulator won't run. You did?
Liberty City Stories.
Oh, really? It worked.
It runs.
It
but
ran on my
cutscenes-
shitty
cutscenes
laptop.
are so terrible. It's like
You were also playing it on your phone too, weren't you?
no, that was on my computer.
Okay.
I didn't get it on my phone.
That game actually played really well on my crappy laptop.
Yeah, I
Well,
remember that.
I wouldn't say crappy,
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah,
it wasn't
that's the
really geared towards gaming. Not like this one is. This is like a general use. You can edit and play games on it, and it still holds that functionality. Mine was just like an editing laptop, and I was bored one day and had you put some Grand Theft Auto on my laptop while we were out doing something, and it ran really well on that. If you have a low-end laptop, then yeah.
It's still pretty good emulator.
Oh.
For old stuff.
Oh yeah.
As long
But-
as you got the capacity to hold your games, you should be good.
Oh, I love the PSP
I
emulator.
think
It's one of the
if
best emulator out
it's
there.
a general purpose laptop that's geared towards just performance, not really graphics, I think it would do good.
Yeah, and this computer's decent. It's got 16 gigs of RAM, so it'll run most emulators fine. Just it's not going to run PS3 and 360. I've tried.
Ah, yeah.
It cries.
My
They haven't even perfected it yet for them
Yeah.
too.
my computer that I have now that we're doing Zelda and my Fallout builds on, that is a beast.
Oh yeah.
My Xbox, when I would build on my Xbox, would hard fucking crash the system. I couldn't even build in Sanctuary on my laptop, well, my gaming laptop, and run OBS at the same time because it would literally go down to 1 frame per second
Yeah.
or just completely crash my laptop.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the thing. little bit behind the scenes stuff going on here. But other than just games, consoles, what's a console that you've seen on the market and thought, this is stupid as shit?
A console?
Yes.
That's a good question.
A console, a game, it doesn't matter.
I mean, I hated the Wii U.
I had a Wii U. I was okay with that.
I liked the idea of the Wii U, but the Switch did it better.
Yeah. I mean, the Wii U had the Wii Store, which was its greatest thing ever. That was good for like old games and stuff, but I just didn't like the Wii U.
I mean, I still have my Wii. I love my.
I wasn't a fan of the Wii either too much. I used my Wii to run GameCube games.
That's I had a lot of GameCube games for it, but I did have some Wii games.
I sucked at the Wii games.
I probably had a little bit better of an experience with the Wii U than you did, but one thing that the Wii U was geared towards that they really couldn't get right was playing on the go.
Yeah, it wasn't really on the go. You could take the console, you could take it maybe outside, and you'd lose signal.
Yeah.
Well, the idea of it was that you could start a game from your console and just take the main controller with you.
Yeah,
But
walk around the house.
But it pretty much only worked in your house.
Yeah.
But they geared it so you could. It was supposed to be so you could be anywhere.
Yeah.
Outside, down the block, whatever. At your work, just pull out the main controller and just restart where you left off.
Yeah.
Basically, when you were at the console. And it never performed that way. And none of the games that came for it at the moment, from what I remember, was really interacting with that ability. Yeah. And all the screen on the controller was to act like a second display for like menus and stuff.
Yeah. Like I said, the Switch did it better.
Yeah, I just don't like the Switch controller. I bought a fucking actual controller for it.
Yeah.
I did too. I got the Hori grips because they're more comfortable.
Yeah, I see those. My brother uses them.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily like the Switch. I'm not going to go out of my way to buy a Switch.
I don't love or hate the Switch. My problem with Nintendo is they're behind on hardware compared to Microsoft and Sony.
I mean, they admitted they did that intentionally because they're like, hey, the games are what's more important.
Yeah,
But,
yeah. I will have respect for them.
Yeah.
They don't need to follow the trend.
Yeah.
They know their own market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody wants a hyper realistic Zelda game.
I do.
Of course.
I want a
Every-
Zelda game that looks like I'm looking at YouTube.
I'd take a Zelda game that looked kind of like Skyrim. I could take, but if you try to make Zelda look like Call of Duty, you're killing the vibe of Zelda.
Nah,
I like
agree,
Zelda
like
because they've always had a different art style
Yeah.
for every game, except for Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time.
Because that was the same
well,
engine.
you
Yeah.
also have to kind of see each era too.
And each graphics, they have their own timeline. Like
Yeah.
Wind Waker is Spirit Tracks and the
Phantom
one for
Hourglass.
the Phantom Hourglass.
I noticed a style with Zelda games. Ones that are supposed to be exact sequels really carry over the
The style.
The style contrast.
Could you imagine a realistic Mario game?
Just don't have Chris Pratt in it.
It would get canceled so fast.
Oh my god. I can just imagine a Mario game looking real life and having like real life physics where they have to eat the upgrades. Imagine Mario just eating a mushroom. Canceled right there. It's like, Mario ate it. It was red. I thought it would make me grow bigger. Yeah, just don't eat the purple mushrooms. Yeah, kick those first. I'm so going to get demonetized. Not for my swearing, just talking about that stuff.
What's your least favorite accessory for a video game console? Mine was the skateboard that they released for Tony Hawk Ride.
I've seen them, but I've never used one. I can imagine.
Anything for the Switch.
Like the tennis racket and all that.
If I want to buy a piece of cardboard, I would get it out of the fucking dumpster.
Oh, you're talking the Labo stuff.
Yeah, she's talking about the stuff that you had to put the controller in, like the steering wheel.
It's fucking cardboard!
No, my grandmother's was plastic.
Oh, they had plastic peripherals. He was talking about like the cardboard put it
I
together.
was talking about the cardboard stuff for the Switch.
Yeah, the Nintendo Labo stuff.
They went from using really good plastic when they were doing the Wii to fucking cardboard!
Hard cardboard?
Yeah.
No! Cardboard!
It was cool some of the stuff you can make, but they should have used plastic. I agree with you.
This shit is geared towards kids.
They could have used 3D printing resin.
This shit is geared towards kids. It's cardboard with copper fucking lines on it.
Wow.
I can make that fucking shit with what's in the fucking dumpster.
I should just have an F counter every time you say the F word.
I mean,
I know.
it's serious.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god. They went from something that's gonna be durable if kids got their hands on it, to something that you're going to put up high because it costs you $500 for something you can get out of a fucking trash can.
Honestly, I liked the idea of Labo, but not the follow through. Because if they'd have used plastic, it would have been 100 times better.
Or just kept with the fucking plastic.
Yes. Yeah.
Instead of going with cardboard.
Yeah, remember when they tried, like when they made the bongos for Donkey Kong?
Yeah, you broke the fucking dongos.
Dongos?
Yes, dongos. Because they're not good enough to be bongos. Fucking dongos.
I mean, they definitely should have made them a little bigger.
Oh, you're talking
they were
about...
perfect for little kid hands.
Oh, you're talking about the bongos
For the GameCube Donkey Kong game.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the ones from the Nintendo 64.
What?
They never had bongos for 64.
No, Nintendo 64 accessories was like the Hey You Pikachu thing. I think they had a... Did they have something for Wait, no, that's I'm thinking of Mario Paint, and that was a special accessory.
Well,
that was
every
mouse.
generation
And
of the Nintendo console had a version of the Hunter gun.
That was the NES.
The
Not
NES,
something.
the Super
That
Nintendo
was
had the sight scope.
NES, Super NES,
Did they have one
Nintendo
for
64,
Yeah,
GameCube.
Super NES had the
Wii.
sniper scope.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and the original was just the plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Wii's controller was a snipe gun was a light gun
Well,
basically.
the Wii controller was just a remote and a nunchuck.
Yeah, but it had a peripheral to turn it
But you had like a plastic sheath that the
Yeah.
remote would go into the barrel part of it, and the nunchuck was your handle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but every version of the Nintendo console had a version of the gun.
Gun, yeah.
I think even the Switch has one, like a peripheral you can put the controller into.
It's cardboard!
No, they have a plastic one too.
Yeah, you can also buy knockoffs that are plastic.
But there's Lavo. It's cardboard.
Yeah.
You want a good one, you gotta go to a third party.
Yeah, Amazon.
And that's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Why would you pay $300 for a piece of cardboard? It doesn't make sense.
Because I need boxes, dang it.
Well, there's a dumpster right in the alley, I'm pretty sure.
But I need expensive boxes because they'll last longer.
I know you're doing a bit, and my brain's like, what the fuck are you smoking? But it just gets me back onto that tangent about the PS5 fucking Pro that should never see the light of day. $800 fucking dollars for a discless, a disc drive-less performance. Steroid.
To correct you, it's
PS5.
$700 with an extra $100 for the external disc drive.
Well, you're still paying $1,000
More or less with tax and everything.
for the console that should have a fucking disc drive. Dude, you
You're not
want a
wrong.
PS5 Pro? Take your PS5, take it to someone that knows how to upgrade the graphics card, and pay them $100. Guess what? You got a PS5 Pro for $100. God. Off the tangent.
What do you think, Gerald? Any peripherals that were dumb?
Hey, what?
Any like systems or like video game peripherals that were dumb?
Well, he's the one that first talked about it.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
there's always a power glove, but I think everybody's talked about the power glove.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my
The
just,
well,
no.
I like the guitars and shit that Guitar Hero released.
Those were cool.
Well,
And I also
I don't know if that counts because that wasn't made by the console company.
I would say it still
That
counts.
was made by people that make
the game, yeah,
the
but
game.
it's still a console accessory.
I would say it still counts. It's still an accessory.
You don't need it, but it makes Guitar Hero 1,000 times better.
It makes Guitar Hero more realistic to have the accessories. Because if I'm not mistaken, it came with what? A keyboard accessory. It came with the guitar accessory, drums.
That's Rock Band you're thinking of.
Guitar Hero originally started with just the guitar, and I think was it the third one that they started that they let the mic use.
Might have been. I'm not sure.
I know Rock Band was like, all right, we're gonna have a full band here.
Oh yeah.
2 guitars, a drum set, and I'm like, here you go. I still have my Rock Band drum set.
I don't know if you guys remember this at all, but I'm going to call it the prototype VR headset.
Talking Virtual Boy?
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, that.
The headache. The fucking headache, that thing called.
I mean, there's a guy out there that I'm pretty sure you know about him because you've watched a few of his stuff. But he takes old consoles, refurbishes them, and makes them better than they were.
Okay.
Where they can still play the older games, but they have like a better engine, better graphics. He took a Virtual Boy, took out the red glass, and put in a clear glass, and got it to work. And he was able to play it without getting a major freaking migraine with it. I don't know why they went with the red glass, because it works fine with the clear glass. It didn't make sense. But the red was what was causing a lot of people
I thought the red
to
glass
have.
was there to help with the models.
Something like that. There's actually a Virtual Boy emulator.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh boy.
Yeah, somebody cared enough about the Virtual Boy to make an emulator for it, and you could choose between Game Boy Colors or red.
I mean, the red screen was giving people headaches.
Yeah.
And it was one of the reasons why it was recalled.
It wasn't
I mean,
recalled, it just didn't sell.
Well, they also offered a recall. And if you wanted your money back, Nintendo was okay to take it back off you and give you your money back. Well, they had to. They were in a lawsuit about it. I don't remember the exact thing, but a child was playing the on the headset, and I guess something happened, and it was within maybe 15 minutes of the kid playing on the headset on the Virtual Boy, and the parents had to rush him to the hospital. They sued Nintendo for it because the doctors even said it was the Virtual Boy that caused the problem.
It's crazy.
Like I said, everything for the freaking Switch that comes from that Vivo or whatever it's freaking called.
Labo, Vivo's
Lavo,
music
Vivo,
company.
whatever. Why sell fucking cardboard? It's going to get ripped up. Your majority is kids playing your console.
Yeah.
Like, tell me I'm wrong. What adult, other than maybe us, really play a lot of Nintendo games?
Actually, it's got a very high amount of people in college. Like college kids are playing the Switch.
A lot. You gotta remember, they make Pokemon.
Well, most of their games are rated T. A lot of their games have to do with kid cartoons, Pokemon being an instance.
What about all the hentai games on the eShop?
We don't talk about hentai.
Part of the reason Nintendo doesn't have to follow the trend of games is because they've had the same fan base 30 plus years.
Yeah,
now.
and their kids are into it now.
Yeah, they hooked them with the original Mario and Zelda.
It's a game company that easily you feel comfortable with your kids playing.
Yeah.
You're not going to start your kids off with a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox and be like, hey, go ahead, just go at it.
No, you monitor what the kids are playing on those systems.
Yeah, but you feel more laid back and comfortable with them playing something on the Switch.
Though, like I said, with some of the eShop games, you should monitor what your kids are playing.
But a lot of their stuff is geared towards kids.
Yeah.
So you would think, well, kids are more likely to play these games than adults. Yeah. Why would we sell something made out of cardboard?
Yeah.
As like $400 on the part.
Yeah.
Like,
going green.
Hello there. But
we can't have plastic straws anymore. We can't have plastic Nintendo accessories anymore.
You really want to go into something like that? It just, honestly, stupidity. Like, you're not gonna throw a plastic controller away unless it's fucking broken.
Even then, a lot of times you get them working again.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're like me and you're too focused in a wrestling game and break your controller in half. I've done that to a few PlayStation controllers in my day. I've also had a PlayStation controller on me just up and die, or shock my fucking hand. Yeah. Let's not go into that tangent. I've either broken some PlayStation controllers by accident, or I got pissed off and broke some.
You had a PlayStation 2 controller, the fucking one of the nubs were fucking completely broke. He had a tape.
I remember that. Yeah. I think one of the best things with Nintendo lately is they've been getting into the indie scene a lot. Like a lot of the indie games have been coming to Switch, and they've actually been paying the developers for.
Yeah.
Well,
They're all over now. They're also all over Xbox and PlayStation.
All Nintendo and Xbox have been buddy
well,
buddy for a while now.
Palworld
I
is
know,
an
I'm
independent
loving
company.
that working relationship.
The
Huh?
people that make Palworld,
Huh?
they're an independent company.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're being sued by Nintendo right now.
Yeah, over Nintendo's thing, the system used for catching
Is patented.
is patented. Yeah.
Not necessarily, because they ripped that off from another thing.
It's what they're saying that I doubt it'll go through, but this is just a
I don't remember the actual one that came first, but
They're mad because Pokemon's losing money because they won't do anything unique with it. And when they tried, it was a
bust.
bust of bugs. Apparently, Arceus is fun now, but
Arceus is fun. Scarlet and Violet were fun, but it was the same formula, just more free roam.
I feel like they babied it down, starting with like Sword and Shield, and they started going, "Oh, all your Pokemon get levels together now."
That's just
There used to be an item, and only one Pokemon you could give that item to. And you'd share XP, and now it's everybody shares XP.
Oh, I
well,
will say
it
one
used
thing.
to be that only the Pokemon that you use, even if it was for a short period, you had to use the Pokemon in order to get them experience.
No,
Yeah.
even in the originals, they always had that XP share item.
You got it later, though.
But
You
you
get it
got
later. to get it.
That wasn't until like maybe Crystal.
I thought no, it was in Red and Blue. I think we got it
Yeah,
right after Misty.
Yeah, it was called EXP Chair. It wasn't after Misty. It was later on, and you had to have like so many Pokemon before you got it, or something like that.
I could have swore it was with Crystal.
I could have sworn it was the Pokemon dude who was above Misty that gives it to you. So, you know what I'm talking about. After you beat Misty, you got to go up that long
Oh yeah.
path and battle everybody. Yeah, I'm pretty sure how the original had an XP share.
I think you're right. I'm just double checking.
What
Make sure we're right.
about the ability to play Atari games on the? There was an Atari generator that, well, it was a cartridge runner that went for the Commodore 64.
I never had that. I knew you could use Atari controllers because my joystick was an Atari joystick.
You the keyboard and joystick for the Commodore was cross-compatible with the Atari, but the Atari also made a cartridge reader that would read their games on a Commodore.
I didn't know that.
I had one that came with my Commodore.
Wouldn't surprise me. I'd never heard of it. Oh, back to Pokemon. It was called EXP All in Generation 1 and EXP Share in the other ones.
So it came before Crystal.
Mm-hmm.
I had the original.
I remember using
Bet.
it on like the very weakest Pokemon that I catch.
And then
Yeah, they couldn't hold it. I think you had to keep it. I forget how you used it in the first game.
I thought they hold it.
No, that's second game and later they hold stuff.
Because I still remember like, so the seeds were always in Pokemon, right? The heal-
Seeds were after Generation 2, like Gold and Silver.
Okay, so then originally it was just potions that could heal the Pokemon.
Yeah.
And stuff wasn't like lemonade and shit too.
I always stocked up on the lemonade and stuff because it was cheaper.
Oh, well, we're on Pokemon. How about Pokemon Survive?
Huh? What's that?
That's a mod for Minecraft, ain't it?
No, it's a mod for,
It's on the phone. Isn't
I
it?
think, Violet?
Is it on the phone?
No. It's, I don't know if Switch lets you do it, but you can get it from there.
Yeah, there's a lot of modded Pokemon games.
If you like survival and you like the
Wait,
food,
is that the Pokemon
drink,
game where if your Pokemon dies, it actually dies?
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a mod for the Pokemon games, like you were saying.
I know it's a mod. I said it was a mod,
It's a modded game.
Yeah. Still not bad.
but it's geared towards people that want some realism in their Pokemon game.
Mhm.
I don't think it's bad,
Mhm.
but Pokemon was always geared towards there was never death
Yeah.
in their thing. Like, and speaking about Pokemon, you go with the actual show, right? And there's plenty of people that eat meat in Pokemon.
Yeah, they're eating Pokemon.
How disturbing is that for a child? Being like, hey, I like this Taurus Pokemon. Wait a second, I'm eating a hamburger. What the fuck?
Speaking of modding games, like I know you've been doing the randomizer. What's your honest opinion of like some of the game mods, like the randomizer and things like that?
Well, I'm pretty sure anybody that's watched any of my build videos or any of my videos for a fact knows that I'm using modded games.
Oh yeah, you've modded the heck out of Fallout.
I mod Fallout, I mod
Starfield.
Starfuck.
Field.
Yeah,
I saw you playing that.
I tried. Well, here's some of the
I
bugs
believe it.
that I've had. I don't know anybody else has had any of these bugs with Starfield, but first bug was I had no sound.
You know what?
I had no sound. No sound.
What
The
happened to me when
moment
the
that
game
modding
first
was able to be implemented into Starfield, the very first update for Starfield, broke my sound. I cannot use mods and have sound.
But they fixed that.
No, it is still broke.
I beat it during the 3 day
On the console, it's still broke. I cannot go back to my console and play Starfield.
But you got it fixed on PC.
Delete it and reinstall it. Zach.
I've done that so many times.
They've updated it numerous times.
And I've even tried to go back to maybe just 3 months.
Oh, your mod list is breaking your game.
No, I've even tried to clean game afterwards. But there's 3 mods that are essential to the game now.
Mhm.
You really need it.
Mhm.
Like, you really need these mods.
Okay.
Place your own door.
Mhm.
And that's so your ship isn't a chaotic mess when you put everything together.
Mm.
I mean, there's habs to fix that, called hallway habs, cross habs, stuff like that. Those fix it, but they make your ship bigger.
Mhm.
And when you're trying to make a big ship already, and you're wanting, like, say you want a room that's dedicated to just research and development. You want a room that's geared towards working on your weapons and gear. And you need a room because you're playing survival and you need to feed yourself in outer space. Or you need to use a kitchen environment for survival because you haven't gotten that far to get a home yet in base game. And a lot of base game stoves don't fucking work.
Like what?
You have to use a craftable stove in order to actually use the stove in the base game.
No, they fixed that, buddy.
That's a mod.
Using the stove?
Yeah,
No, you
it's
can
called the working stove mod.
But the stoves do work in Starfield.
You have a buildable stove.
The one in
There's a buildable stove model in the lodge. You know how you have that bar in the lodge, and there's a countertop stove there? You can't use that countertop stove. You have to use the one by the wall. The one by the doorway. You can use that one, but not the one on the countertop. And there's properties that have a countertop stove pre-built into the environment.
I'm talking about the cooking workbenches. Then.
And you have to build a cooking workbench.
Yeah, well, or you can
And
use
it's
the one that
still-
you have access to in the very beginning of the game.
Yeah.
That's still the
In
workbench.
your headquarters.
Yeah, that's the workbench.
Yeah.
The one that's behind the bar
Yeah.
doesn't work.
Yeah, I know that. It's just
But
to
if you
show.
get the mod, it'll work.
Yeah,
I think there's a mod that adds like Fallout assets to it for like
Oh,
building
the
walls and stuff.
Yeah,
like
that's
on
the
Skyrim
walls
mod.
and it's Fallout Builder or Wasteland Builder is one of the mods. But yeah, that's one that I kind of wanted to get, but I heard that it's broken on console. It doesn't stop the environmental effects. So if you go to take off the spacesuit, and since it does kind of see you inside of a facility, your spacesuit effects don't work. It's just weird. But I've tried just using the unofficial Starfield patch to fix some of the broken quests. I didn't want to do a cheat menu because I haven't beaten the game like over 5 times. I've beat it twice. And that was before the mods came out. And I'm like, well, I'll play with the mods since I've already beaten the main game. But the mods that I originally went for were just 3 basic mods. One low clothing mod to get some better clothing.
Are you using the unofficial Starfield mod
Yeah.
on the Xbox? Don't.
That could be why it's glitching.
Hmm?
That could be why it's broke.
Well, I used that to fix a few broken assets that I knew were broke.
The guy who creates the unofficials for all Bethesda games, he's pissed off so many creators in the community.
Because
Because
Bethesda has broken his mod so many times.
No, because he has. If you want your mod to work, be compatible with him, you have to jump through so many hoops and shit. He's an asshole about it. This is all over the modding scene for Starfield. People are really pissed at him.
I don't know what that problem is because
Well,
I use his mods.
I like his
in
mod. I
Fallout
don't like
4,
him.
and it works just fine. I
Um,
just had to reinstall it.
He's an asshole. The actual person, yeah, he's an asshole. The best way to describe him in the community. Nobody really likes him anymore. They said he was always a dick, but when Starfield released and he made the patch, he turned into an even bigger dick.
Well, I can't say anything. I don't know the guy for sure. But
He's just a controlling douchebag. I do like, I used his mods on both Fallout and Skyrim.
yeah, because he was able to fix things that Bethesda
Not even
never
that,
got
it's just
to.
so many mods on Skyrim require you to have that.
But there's Fallout Core, not Fallout Core, Starfield Core. which is, I think, Bethesda's attempt to fixing their bugs, and it's a base element for most mods.
It's not a bug,
So,
it's a feature. It's meant to do that. It's meant to make you mad, Zach.
but anyways, I ended up getting the door mod, like place your own door mod. I got one clothing mod. It was to allow you to. It still breaks the mod.
Yeah, it was featured by them, and it makes mining planets much more interesting.
And it's using
And it's an
in-base
Argo mod.
assets. It's not like anything that came from another game or non-in-game assets. It uses in-game assets.
But I didn't run into as many bugs as other people did. I've run into sound glitches, but
Well, the sound glitches, I can't fix mine. I can't fix mine on the console. So I went over on PC, and then I ended up getting. I was able to fix the bug on the PC for the sound. Sound plays just fine. But now, well, after I fixed the sound issue, the tablet thing, pad, whatever the one guy holds in the beginning of the game, in the starting portion,
yeah, what you're creating
fucking
characters.
disappeared on me. All holding assets disappeared.
That's weird.
The
No,
little
we're
card
in the
tablet things, that bulky thing that you're supposed to look at, that's got like your character creation,
Yeah,
it's gone for me.
that's weird. That's
Um,
weird.
the now there was one point where a mod literally got rid of Jemison, that place on Jemison. Not Aquila City. I'm pretty sure people know the one I'm talking
Sir,
about.
did you even beat the game yet?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm just brain dead.
I was gonna say, why are you installing mods if you didn't beat the game? So,
But I keep forgetting the name of it. It's not New Homestead. It's not Aquila.
I'm waiting for.
Is it Jemison? Or is the planet Jemison? It's the first planet you go to that's got the lodge. It broke that. Like, the whole city is gone. Nothing but, like, the ground asset.
Oh, wow.
Weird.
Like, the spaceport's gone. The buildings are gone. Just gone.
I've never heard of anybody experiencing that.
I was able to fix it. I found out what did it. It was the Star Wars and Starfield mod,
I almost downloaded that.
and
Yeah,
that's
the
what
one that
broke
adds
it.
random Star Wars like.
They
NPCs.
have like the if you go to Aquila City, it turns Aquila City into like Tatooine.
Oh, they renamed everything. I thought it was.
No,
just,
it
I thought
doesn't
they just added,
rename
like, alien
them. It just
NPCs.
gives them like a little bit better background, where certain cities in Starfield that look like cities that or places from Star Wars gets like an overhaul. The place on Jemison looks a lot like the city from the prequels, like the Star Wars prequels, with the Jedi headquarters and like the Senate building,
Yeah.
all that stuff. And then if you're on Jemison, that's the one on Jemison. And then if you're on Aquila, it looks like the
Aquila,
place
isn't
on
that neon?
Tatooine.
Isn't that neon?
No,
Aquila not neon?
it's a desert planet. It looks like that place where Luke comes from. The one with the two suns,
Yeah.
with the Maz Cafe.
Yeah, with the fucking sand people and...
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
It was that one that kind of broke Jemison for me.
I can't remember the planet that Neon's on, but the planet itself would be perfect for like the clone facility planet.
It does that too. But for some reason, the assets from that mod didn't load properly, and that's what broke the game. It works fine on PC. Oddly enough, it works fine on PC. Just
yeah,
not on
a
console.
lot of the mods on Xbox I didn't trust when they first released because it's like you didn't get enough time to actually test this on
Yeah.
the Xbox before you friggin' put it on.
But for me, it was the unofficial Fallout 4 patch on the console. It was the immersive looting, and it was place your own doors for shipbuilder, and that broke the console for me. On PC, most of the mods that I had on console worked just fine on PC. I just wasn't gonna trust the unofficial Fallout 4 patch because I've heard some things, and I heard that it did break some stuff on PC.
And Starfield or Fallout.
On Starfield.
Mhm.
I use it on Fallout. It works fine on Fallout.
Funnily enough, that fucking Fallout 4 patch that we got. They also updated the stores and everything.
Yeah, that's
for
a
all
cool
the games, and that seemed to have affected every title.
Why are we not recording anymore? The thing stopped.
We are recording.
Oh, we are? I thought you.
Yeah.
I didn't know you started back up there after a pause.
I started after the or when
Oh, I didn't even realize you were still recording. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's pretty bad.
But yeah, it was just I can't really play. Well, the new bug now is if you're wearing the muscle shirt,
Mhm.
like the tank top, the base game tank top,
Yeah.
or if you're wearing the UC security armor,
Mm-hmm.
You're naked.
you are just either hands in a head.
Never seen that.
Yeah, your hands in the head.
Honestly, I swear a lot of bugs come from people who swear they don't use mods but do.
Hmm.
I've never ran into any clothing bugs either.
Well, most of the mods that I really have for the PC are supposed to fix the broken shit.
The worst
And it breaks the game even more.
honestly, I saw so many people complaining about the bugs. I still think Skyrim is buggier. I did a lot of shit before I completed Starfield for the first time, and I didn't have any problems with finishing any of the quest lines, because I did all of them my first playthrough.
I mean, it's not bad because you can still do the quest. I'm cheating a little bit with Cheat Terminal.
Once you beat it already, it's okay to use that, in my opinion.
Well, I've used it on some of the main quests.
Yeah.
Because the dialogue is broke. Yeah, or the interactable areas are broke.
And you can just restore
Like
with that.
where you place the artifacts, that area for me is broke.
Mm.
So for me to place an artifact, I have to cheat.
Fun.
Or I just say fuck it to achievements, open up the console command, and put down the code to drop your or to place your artifact.
Mhm.
Because even though it's a button render, the code itself is a script for the game.
Yeah.
So if you know the script, or if you can look up the script, you can still do that, but you'll lose achievements because you have to open the console.
Mm.
I forget what this topic was supposed to be.
And just games in general, I think. Originally, it was like some of our favorite retro games, and it kind of devolved into whatever this is.
It was originally shit that I thought was worthless to sell for hundreds of dollars, and it being absolute fucking garbage.
And then it kind of just evolved.
Yes. The only thing I think I want out of this topic is people that make video games or assets to video games to re-look at their product and be like, was this worth it?
Mm.
Because honestly, the cardboard shit from I don't give a shit the company where you're selling cardboard for $100
Mm-hmm.
or even more so. Get a life, readjust your assets, and maybe relook at what you're getting out of the garbage before you put any fucking copper shit in it. Because it's just going to go right back into the garbage day one you buy it.
Well, I forgot they had a robot suit.
Anyways, yeah, just anything Lavo, no. Just no. Should not be made. Cardboard should not be around kids when it comes down to costing hundreds of dollars for one fucking product. It's cool to build this stuff yourself, but give us plastic. I would be okay with that, even if it's cheap fucking Sony plastic. That's okay with me. Cardboard, it's a no-go. Sony, dude, what are you doing? You're selling just a PS5 on visual steroids without a disc tray? Come on, buddy. I'm pretty sure I know a person that I can take a PS5 to that I can buy for $30 at a retail store and pay someone maybe $20-$30 to upgrade the video card.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are you doing, Sony? What are you doing? Todd, I need to speak to you, man. What are you doing with Bethesda? Just, you say, don't worry about it, it just works. Starfield's broke, man. It's broke. Fix the shit. Fallout's been broke for over 10 years, and the mining community had to fix the game for you. And then you broke it again. You know, fix the game! Anybody want to add anything?
I think that's a good place to close.
Nah, you're the one editing this one. Joe? Adding anything, or Gerald? Adding anything?
No.
No? Good?
I think we've pretty much
Got
talked
no
all.
rant?
I think we've talked all we can on this.
Got no thing that you don't like about a game developer or any
that
games?
could be its own fucking.
This is the video
Don't
for
get me
it.
started on game developers.
I mean, I went into a rant with the fucking PS5 Pro.
I got a big issue with fucking Take-Two Interactive. Greediest company. One of the
A
greediest
lot of
companies
people
on the
are
market.
having problems with Take-Two.
Yeah. They're the reason Grand Theft Auto is so monetized now. They took all the joy out of sports games and wrestling games and made it all microtransaction bullshit.
Yeah, I agree with that. And
The
there's people saying that
The CEO
Fallout
isn't even a
6 is
gamer.
gonna have microtransactions.
CEO isn't even a gamer. He fucking lifts weights and goes to the beach. That's all he does.
Isn't that any CEO that's not an old man?
No, well, apparently Microsoft's CEO plays video games, or so
Yeah,
she
he-
says.
He, what's his? Yeah, he does play games.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh wait.
Or no, he's not the CEO now, but he does play games. Phil
The-
Spencer.
What's that chick's name?
I forget her name, but the one before Phil Spencer, he was a gamer.
Oh yeah.
That's actually he's the reason why.
Phil Spencer and
yeah.
whatnot. They all play video games.
Actually, he's the reason for the Xbox backwards compatibility and all that stuff for Xbox One,
Yeah.
because he was hardcore into the gaming scene and wanted to do that.
He's also one of the people that wanted to hype up emulators.
Yeah.
He was one of the big people that said, hey, I can't tell you to do this or not to do this, but if you want to play an emulator on the Xbox, feel free.
Yeah, because you can put it in developer mode and do that.
Yeah, the Dolphin emulator's on there.
No, you can legit play an emulator on the Xbox.
No, it's still illegal to do it.
Actually, it's not illegal. You just have to go in developer mode and download
No,
it.
you can. You can just download it.
I didn't know that. I thought it was like this one that was still something. Against,
Yeah, I
something
thought
against tampering with the Xbox.
unless
itself.
because I thought maybe you were right and I was wrong about only being in developer mode. You can legit download Dolphin.
Apparently, I know a lot of people tell you to buy a spare console if you want to do that.
You just can't play online if you're on developer mode.
Yeah, that's all it is.
You have to shut developer mode off when playing online.
Yeah, you got to switch back over.
And
I think it's
any
50.
mod on PC that you can find, as long as you have Xbox in developer mode, you can carry it over to your Xbox.
Then literally just go get a cheap Series S and make that into the greatest emulator ever.
People have done it.
I know.
I mean, out of all emulators, Dolphin, I was able to get work.
Yeah, I love that.
I don't have it on my Xbox now,
That's a good
but
one.
I was able to download it and get it to work.
Got it on my phone and my laptop.
And I don't have my Xbox in developer mode. So it can legit download.
Yeah.
It doesn't go into your games category, it goes into your apps category. It goes into the same place where Crackle and all those things go into. You just open it up, it'll ask you what game to play, and if you have cloud save of it, but you don't have it actually on your thing, it'll render the web to find the format for you. I was able to play. Was it? I was able to play Star Wars, Clone Wars for the original Xbox.
Dolphin's on Xbox.
Isn't that also a backwards compatible game?
Yeah, that is backwards compatible game.
Hey,
Most
it
of
downloaded.
Most of those original
And it
Xbox
worked.
One games are.
What it did was it just took the library that Xbox already had.
Huh. That's cool.
And I don't know if maybe it was just a deal between Microsoft and Dolphin, but
Third-party apps are getting thrown on the Xbox store all the time too, and like taken off the next day. So it might have been lucky that day or something.
but it wasn't on the Xbox store that I downloaded it. It was just dolphin.com. Maybe it was a full Dolphin app. I don't know.
Oh.
It downloaded, it worked. It didn't break anything on my system. I wanted to try it, and I was able to get it to work.
Okay.
And I'm not that big in like downloading emulators myself. You know that for a fact. You're the one that I go to download emulators. because of everything you have to do with it. RetroArch works good for phones. I have it on my phone.
I think I put it on your phone, didn't I?
Yeah, but I think any company that has a backlog of games should play nice with emulators.
Yeah. Or at least make their stuff compatible, or backwards compatible.
Or, like, there's so many things from old consoles that people own, but their consoles just don't handle up to the time.
Yeah.
And they either have to rebuild their console from scratch, or they just have to put the game on a shelf and never play again. But if more consoles play nice with emulators, like, there would be so much more people playing friendly with Nintendo or companies that like moved on.
Yep, and something I said before when we were talking about emulators in one of the previous topics. Gabe, what's his name? The head guy Valve.
Not good with those names.
I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Well, one of the things that I was going on with what I was saying, the original Doom games, like...
I got it. Gabe Newell. Something, yeah, sorry to interrupt you, but something he said, piracy is the lack of... people pirate because it's it's more convenient to pirate than it is to get something legitly. If people are...
Wasn't the actual words... Piracy is to that of flattery.
No, it literally has to do with the lack of convenience. That's why he made Steam, and the fact that people are downloading these games off ROM websites means that there's a market for it. If like these older companies release their older games for PC, there'd be less need for emulators because hey, I can play this. Am I right? Yeah.
Which they're getting better at doing.
Somewhat, yes. Somewhat, no. But,
so,
yeah.
Like, I don't ever see anything from Nintendo ever going to Steam.
Yeah. But, dude, if they released a compilation on Steam...
I would love to see, like, Legend of Zelda... just any Legend of Zelda game go to Steam.
Yeah.
And for me to play a randomizer legitly.
Yeah.
And not worry about Nintendo saying, hey, you're modding our property, you need to cease and desist.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm hoping that that never happens, and thank God it hasn't happened yet. But the worst I've ever had with Nintendo was them saying, hey, you can't play this song.
Yeah. And it's just you mute the song at that point. That's all it is.
And that's when I just say fucking say, we're not having no music unless I'm the one making the music. And reality, that's the rule, but we haven't been really following it. I mean, and I do know how to play keyboard. I know how to play guitar. I've been in a band. I know how to play music. I mean, I may be a little rusty, but it comes back to you like riding a bike. Speaking of which, one of my things is in, the Zelda Shadow video? Shadow Temple video?
Yeah, I threw in the creepy music you played that one day. You know?
Yeah, that was fun. But I need to get into doing more music for different topics. Right now, it's just about having time.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, I got time today for the most part. That's why I'm not caring how long this video is going on.
I want to wrap it up just so I'm not editing it for 4 hours.
Well, I edited 4 hours anyways because of how I got it. And it's going to take me longer to edit my video, and it's less time. then it will take you to this way.
Yeah.
But I think I'm the only one with anything else to say, really.
I think we've talked all we can for that today. What do you think, girl? Anything
I mean,
else?
I wanted to talk about the shit that shouldn't even be sold.
Yeah, some bad shit.
Or even if they do sell it for cheaper. Because it's a waste of money. That cardboard fucking shit with Nintendo, that just... It's a waste of money. The robot suit, it gets torn up. They don't make it for adult size. Like, that fucking shit's too tight around the... I'm not a big guy, and it's tight around my arms and legs.
You tried it?
Yes. Like, my arms are pretty small. I should be able to fit in that. And just me just bending my arms tore. I'm like, that was a waste of money. And I didn't even spend any money on it. It was just something I wanted to try out. And I feel bad for the person that owned the product. Anyways, enough of a tangent for that. Selling a console that you can just upgrade yourself for $100, and then calling it something else, a pro of that console, stripping features to add features that, fuck, you can add those features yourself. Just go to someone that knows how to do it. Pay them $100 and boom, you got a pro. The stuff you talked about, that's the thing. Yeah, I think my brain's broke on any more of this discussion. If you want more of a rant of how I think the PS5 Pro is just a block of fucking shit, then go check my previous video on the PS5 Pro. And yeah, leave your comment down below. You know, press the buttons on your keyboard.
Well, slamming your head into the keyboard.
Or if you're as frustrated as I am with the PS5 Pro, just slam your head into the keyboard. Hit that like button in the face. Subscribe.
What if you lick the like button?
I mean, if you want to make it creepy, then go right ahead. Lick that like button to your heart's content.
What would the like button taste like if it had a flavor?
I think pickles and cheese. And drums. Just like your screen. Just,
Please don't lick your screen. We're not responsible for any screen damage caused by excessive licking.
Or getting shocked. But yeah, you know, caress that subscribe button ever so gently. Make sure you don't leave it red. It's got to go to a nice old gray color. That's how you know we're going to be on the left side of your computer screen when you click the 3-line button. Or, you know, we're at the bottom of your phone in your subscriptions feed. You know, as per phone commendations. But anyways, yes, press the like button or smack the like button in the face. Caress the subscribe button. Shake that bell notification button by the throat. And remember,
always wash your hands.
fuck no. Give Ryan Reynolds a random high five if you see him on the street. Cool dude. Maybe lick Blake Foster's new facial hair. And tell, I guess, Tobey Maguire to get back into Spider-Man full time. I don't know. I'm pretty much out of random shit to say.
I think with that, I'm John.
I'm Gerald.
I'm Zach. This has been the C and Zach Show.
What?
What?
This has been G-Kid on Block TV. And by that...
This has been your host, Zach, here with vital information for your everyday life.
With that, all of you have a nice day.
Wait.
We'll see you. And monkeys.
And seriousness, this is... You know... Random Conflux. All things in the comments. All things in the description. This is the end of the show. Why are you still listening to this shit? Go. Leave. Shoot.
Time to take your meds, Zach.
Yeah, I gotta go and take some crazy meds. Later. Say goodbye, Vegeta.
But why? I've just got here. In this place of solace. Where I finally belong.